Hello everybody and welcome back to another My Porch Prints tutorials. Today I'm going to be starting kind of a new series that will be kind of ongoing on the channel starting today. And that project is going to consist of us doing sort of large scrapbooking pages, just kind of something fun to hopefully inspire you and just give you some decorative ideas. So today we're actually going to be doing a scrapbooking page inspired by my last vacation, which was to New Zealand. I loved that vacation. It was probably one of the best times of my entire life. So I decided to go ahead and grab a bunch of photos that I had. I just kind of printed them off, and I also printed off this John Howe. He's actually one of the illustrators for the Lord of the Rings movie, and I got his autograph in a book, so I wanted to incorporate that because I thought it was cool. And I also grabbed these puff stickers that I found at a craft store. They just sort of reminded me of New Zealand with the mountains. And I also wanted to grab some of these scraps that I also had left over from the trip, things like tickets and brochures and stuff like that. And last but not least, I'll be using some of these tags and papers and such from our like travel kits that we have in the shop. Links for that will be down in the description box below. And this series is going to be more about doing really quick, sort of simple pages rather than like an entire journal project or something like that. Those projects will be still happening on the channel, but they'll be kind of their own thing, whereas this is kind of just a series for you to sit down and craft with me, and these are pages that you can do really in like an hour or so. So that's kind of what the series is for. It's just quick decorative ideas to kind of inspire you in your own creative projects. And a lot of this is going to be sort of self-explanatory, just me cutting out things from the brochure and gluing them down to the page. So I'm not going to talk too much for the rest of this video, and I'm just going to kind of let you guys watch what I'm doing. And if there's anything sort of technical, I will go ahead and jump in and talk about it. But for the most part, just go ahead and watch and enjoy. Hello, it's me. I'm jumping back in real quick to talk about this little flip book I kind of made. I ended up just gluing down a bunch of pictures and scraps to these sort of little like notebook pages that come in our kit. And I couldn't find our awl. We sort of moved some stuff around in the crafting studio, so I ended up using a micro hole punch to punch a hole in the first page and then use a pen to mark where the hole was, and then just did that for every page, and then used a brad to secure them all. And when I was done, I had this little flip book of memories. Alright, and that is that page finished. I do go back in later and add one more piece to this sort of blank spot near the top, so don't worry, I fix it. But yeah, this is just sort of this first page. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings related items on here because that's sort of the reason I went. It was me and my dad, and we just spent a week hitting up a lot of the different spots in the North Island where the Lord of the Rings movies were filmed, and it was a really good time. So I kept a lot of my receipts and tickets and things from that just because it was very sentimental, and I'm so happy that I have finally found a use for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the second page using a map. And I know the map is Australia, not New Zealand, but I didn't have a New Zealand map, so that's what I used. And for my ticket, I used one of the tags from the kit to kind of hide some of the information that I didn't really want out on the internet. And it just kind of happened to end up looking pretty cute. So yeah, that's how I did that. For the bottom half of the page, I actually ended up doing something a little bit special. I saw somebody else did a craft on TikTok that I found. Actually, I didn't realize it, but TikTok has a junk journaling community on there, or a scrapbooking community, and I saw somebody take pictures and layer them on top of one another, and I just thought that looked really cool. They did it with like pictures from a TV show, but I thought it might work with pictures from my vacation. So I just went ahead and cut around the images and cut out the skyline from each of the pictures, and then layered them, starting with items that would typically be in the background of a picture, like mountains, and then sort of moving to items that would be in the foreground, like buildings. So that's just kind of what I'm doing here. And I had some spaces in between because I didn't measure things out perfectly, and I used a pen to kind of go back in and fill in any parts that were showing through that I didn't like, and I think it ended up looking really cool, so I'm really happy how this turned out. Alright, and that should do it. Oh yeah, this one piece that I forgot. Filling that space in, there we go. Yay. Now we're done. Alright, so that is my scrapbooking page for my New Zealand trip. I hope that you enjoyed this video and got some creative ideas for crafting projects, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!